Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Till now we have covered meaning, scope and significance of the public administration. In our second video we have completed differentiation between private and public administration. Now this is our third lecture and we will be discussing evolution of public administration. So this is a just factual information, but I want you to know that how questions are being asked from this area, like evolution of public administration questions, how it will be asking in the question paper. So let us begin. Evolution of public administration have 6 stages. Normally if we divide into it have 6 stages. First is public administration dichotomy, which was started by Woodrow Wilson, as we all know. Okay, so this was started by the Woodrow Wilson, and then our these will cover in very much detail in coming lectures. This is just overview of evolution of public administration. Here I'll give important author in important stages, every stages, what are they theories, what they have propounded, and what are their approaches to public administration. And from that, from this chronological order questions will come, like chronologically arrange the stage in the sequence order. Like they'll give political administration dichotomy, principle of administration, era of challenges, and they'll crisis of identity. They'll give kind of these questions and they'll ask you to arrange this in the chronological format. So this is how questions are being asked from this topic. So you should know how questions are being asked. It's not that you just know the fact, but you should also know the questions pattern. So you'll revise, you'll read in that context only. Okay, so then we have era of challenges, and then we have crisis of identity, which is from 1948 to 70. Then we have public policy perspective, and then we have new public policy management. So let us see, these are the general categorization, but we have some authors who have give this they also have categorized it. So we have Nicholas Henry. Okay, let me change the color so that you can know. Nicholas Henry have given 6 paradigms. Paradigms in the context, it shows the trend shift. Okay, so he has also divided politics and administration dichotomy, principle of administration, and you have to remember this terminology, how he have used the public administration as a political science, public administration as a administrative science, public administration as a public administration. The last is governance. Okay, so he have given these 6 paradigms. You should remember the names, and you comment down below what are the years of chronologically years of this paradigms. Comment it down below if you are seeing this video with full focus and retention. Okay, now Robert Golomsky have also gave 4 phases of evolution of public administration. 4 phases comes under like analytical, political administration, and politics and administration, concrete, politics and administration, a science of management, a policy approach. Okay, so these are the 4 phases which was given by Robert Golomsky, and he have said that how we'll navigate these phases. That is will be differentiated by locus and focus. Locus and focus means what and why, means what this phase is talking about, what the why this context is there. So this locus and focus terminology was given by Robert Golomsky, so you have to remember this. Okay, so let us continue. We will see a brief detail of every stages, and here whatever the terms I have written from green pen, and whatever will be, I will be highlight with the yellow marker. You have to remember it, because there was must be a PYQ was asked from those area. So in our detailed PYQ compilation videos, I'll connect these each point, okay, how questions have been asking. So wait for that video till then, but watch this video, make your own notes, revise it for multiple times, and this will definitely lead you to crack JRF. Okay, so in stage first, as I already told, that Woodrow Wilson have started this, and he has he has called he is called a father of public administration. And his paper was like a study of administration in the Political Quarterly article. Okay. And he said that field of administration is a field of business. And there was a question like, who said the field administration is a business field? And it was Woodrow Wilson who have said this. Okay, so you have to make notes of this, that Woodrow Wilson have said public administration field as a business field. Okay, he has also said that administration is a science. He called like it is consist of proper principles and all. So he has regarded public administration as a science. So you have to remember this also. And there was also a PYQ, that who said public administration as a science. So, okay, so this is also you should remember. And he this statement also was given by him, that who said like he said that it is getting harder to run a constitution than is to frame one. Yani that means that he is saying like framing a constitution is very difficult than the run a constitution is very difficult. Like he is saying that implementation work is difficult, so we should must focus on the implementing part of it. Framing anyone can do, but implementing it is very important terms. Okay. And when he talked about science of administration, what he really talking about is that he is saying that science of administration means straight path to the government. It should have proper laid down objective goals and all. And next is more business we it should have a business kind of strategies. It should not run like a any other just like organization, but it should be run like a business organization. And it should strengthen, purify the organization and duties with the dutifulness. Yani that means it is saying that discipline should be there in the public administration. So it will be called as the science of administration. Okay. Then after Woodrow Wilson, Frank Goodnew will come in this first stage. In 1926, he has written a book called Politics and Administration. This book is very important because in Match the Following compulsory this book will be there. So mark it as a star and make it a notes as a mark it as a star only. And he is called as a father of American public administration. Okay. So you have to remember this also. And then after that, in 1926, LD White also have written a book, that is Introduction to Study of Public Administration, and this was the first textbook in the field of public administration. So you have to remember this and make notes out of this. See, all this whole context, whole content I am summarizing into very important topics. So once you watch the lecture, then you make notes, then you are all done with the preparation. Okay, you don't need anything extra, but you have to listen the lecture. Otherwise these you may not understand the notes, because these are conceptual clarity I am giving while giving lecture, so that you will remember about the points here has been told. Okay. In the second stage of public administration, we have principles of administration. And principles of administration here, public administration considered as a science. So they have given the principles like kind of universal principles. They were, and these were given by classical approach, human relation approach. So they all gave the principles of administration. Let me just highlight the important authors who have gave the books here. Vlogs by his book Principle of Administration, which was 1927. These are all important books, so you can mark it as a 5-star also. Okay. Henry Fayol books Industrial and General Management 1916, and MP Follett book Creative Experience 1924. I'll show you the PYQs also. This from this how PYQs repeatedly being asked. I'll show you in the sample video in below sample. And Mooney and Rayleigh's Onward Study 1931. Gulick's and Urwick Papers on the Science of Administration 1937. This marks as an important one. And Mooney and Rayleigh Principle of Organization 1939. So in the second stage, there were a lot of content was prepared on the public administration as a science, and it is called as a Principle of Administration stage. Now we have third stage. Third stage called as the era of challenges. Why it is called as the era of challenges means in the second stage all were just bombarding the principles and all, and nobody is talking about like everybody is considering human as a machines and technicals, and nobody is considering the human aspect of human beings. So that there was a challenge by that that only principle is not going to work. You have to look around the human perspective of a organization. So here the challenges era begin. So here comes the human relation approach in the challenges era. So don't worry, we'll cover these approaches in very much detail in our coming lectures. For that you have to share this video with your friends and fellows, so that it can reach a large number of people and it can benefit large number of people. And in coming videos we'll be doing it with more detail and more PYQs concepts. Okay, in this era of challenge we have these many authors that you can note it down. Chester Bernard, F. Morstein, questions are being asked from this author also, and Herbert Simon, Robert Dahl, and Dwight Waldo. Okay, so in human relation approach, behavioral approach, Chester Bernard gave Functions of Executive, very famous book, and F. Morstein have give Elements of Public Administration, and he have given that 4 kind of bureaucracy also. So we'll see in that coming lectures all the details. Herbert Simon has given Proverbs of Administration 1946 and Administrative Behavior, and Herbert Simon also started Empirical Approach or Logical Positivism in Public Administration. So this is I have written from green pen, and this was a PYQ. When we'll do PYQ analysis video, I'll show that how PYQ repeatedly asked from these topics. Robert Dahl have given Science of Public Administration and 3 problems, and he have started ecological approach. I mean he was the part of ecological approach. See, I have written here down. Okay, and Dwight Waldo has given Administrative State in 1948. So these are the important publications you have to remember. PYQs are repeatedly been asked from these topics. Okay, no? So I'm repeating this again and again, so you should understand the importance of this. And Robert Dahl have given 3 problems of Science of Administration. Science of Public Administration hindered by the 3 problems. What he is saying that Science of Administration cannot become science because there was 3 problems. Impossibility of excluding normative concerns. That means science will say that science have no place for values, but Robert Dahl said that administration cannot exclude normative concerns. It cannot exclude human values because it deals with humans, so it cannot remove the values from it, so it cannot become science. And and again second problem he is saying that treating organization technical, like what science of administration, when we are calling administration as a science, then we are treating organization as a technical machine. We are not even focusing on human aspect of organization. So he is saying that treating organization as a technical machine will not going to work. You have to consider the human aspect. That's why science of administration cannot be possible. And he's in the unscientific nature of principle. When you are calling it scientific science of administration and giving a lot of principle, but that principle doesn't make a scientific base. So he's saying that unscientific nature of principle cannot make administration as a science. And as I told you, he has started ecological approach, and he has also focused on cross-cultural studies in the comparative politics. Okay, so you should remember this additional information. This is not given in books, so I'm giving it when I have prepared from multiple sources now. Okay, then the 4th stage status was crisis of identity, where the administration was suffering from rather like whether it is a public administration as separate discipline or it is a part of political science. So here authors comes. So while reading we don't really focus on these authors, but these questions will come. So that's why I have made a short note, so that you only read the important content. Okay, for that, but you have to watch the video so that you will connect the points. Otherwise reading this just single points, you may not understand, you may not connect. That's why I'm insisting you to watch the video. Okay, in Crisis of Identity, John Goss have written a trend in the theory of public administration. This is his book in 1950, and he said that theory of public administration is a theory of politics also. And Roscoe Martin in 1952 said in that statement that a domination of political science over public administration, means they are trying to overshadow the public administration with politics and political science. Okay, and in the Crisis of Identity era, public administration have also influenced itself from critical theory, and it was this is important, that's why I have written from green pen. Critical theory was in the Essentials of Frankfurt School. It was started by this book, and this was edited by Andrew Arato and Ekai Gebhardt. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong, but I have written the spelling here. You should remember these names. And this critical theory have focused on humanization, debureaucratization, means more or less it is also behavioral approach or human relation kind of approaches. That's why it is a crisis of identity. Then we have the fifth stage, that is a political public policy perspective. So this I am going to cover separately, the content which I am taking from, so it was not there in the detail, so I am going to take it a detail one. So I think it is not there on YouTube in that much detail, this because nobody teach this, so I am going to come with this unit in the detail. So stay tuned for that. We'll do in very much detail, because there is a less content for this public policy perspective. We'll do in the very much detail, because I have gathered source from multiple resources when I was preparing. So I had made a good notes on this, so I'll share that and I'll make a video on that, so you have to stay tuned for that. Okay, the last stage I have continuing stage is new public management. And new public management was started by Reinventing Government book. This book was published in 1992 by David Osborne and Ted Gabler. So they have written this Reinventing Government, and they have started this approach called new public management, where they say that a state should be a distributor, not a doer. It should be a promoter, not a facilitator. Means it should work like a invisible hands. It should not do on its own self. It should give some freedom to private sector, so it can only regulate, it should not only facilitate everything. Okay, and one statement is very famous, and this is also a PYQ, that steering rather than rowing. This was a new public management. Okay, so here the questions, I'll show you how the books and chronological orders are being asked. See, arrange the following correct sequence of the evolution of the discipline of public administration. So if you see that stages very properly, so we have have this ecological approach or human relation approach, a classical approach, and motivation and hygiene approach. Human relation and means you can see that a classical approach, however, it is very first one, so you can eliminate it, but let's see first D, and the needs of hierarchy theory and ecological approach, and motivation and hygiene theory. Motivation and hygiene will come in the behavioral. Okay, so let us keep for the and then ecological approach. So we can see then needs and hierarchy theory. This comes in the principle of administration. So you can see ecological theory is a human relation or behavioral only. So here you can see this was the first stage, this was the second stage, this was the third stage, and this was the fourth stage. So so you can see here answer is D, C, AB. Okay, ecological comes in the comes after motivation and hygiene. Okay, so this is how the chronological order being asked from this evolution of public administration. And the books which I have told you here, these books like here see, executive in action, introduction to the public, LD White, this was there 1926. This was the first book, we can say. And public administration in a times of turbulence, this is also most repeated question in 2023 when I gave my first attempt, which was cancel paper. There also this was question, and this was obviously Dwight Waldo. And elements of public administration, this is a FM Marx, and the executive in action, Marshall Demarque. So this how your answer become 4. So these books from evolution of public administration you should and must remember here. And hope this video benefited you. If you have benefited you in any amount, just share this video as a feedback, as a just be cooperative to each other. So this was it in today's video. In coming videos we will be coming with a comparative administration, so there we will see. That is it for today. Thank you for watching.